Thank you guys for showing up today. Christalks, we were talking before, and I wonder if anyone has actually ever had whiskey and wine. We always have wine and whiskey and beer, and I was curious if anyone's ever had it before, and we're going to try it tonight. If you've ever heard of drunken history, we may even have to do that sometime.
Drunken fitness.
Drunken fitness. There you go. Have a little cheers. We'll see how this is. This could be a really good or bad experience.
It looks so good.
Not bad at all.
It's like pork.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah. Pork.
Well, today's talk, we're going to be addressing a couple things in the industry. There's a pretty big pyramid that came out by Eric Helms. He's a PhD candidate. It's very humbling when you learn about some people's credentials. This guy, I was reading up on him today. I've heard of him before. But he has a BS in kinesiology like I do. We're on the same level. But then he has a master's in science, and a master's in nutrition. He's getting his PhD now, so it's nuts some of the education some people have. But he created this pyramid, and it's a really neat pyramid. If you guys want to pass this around and check it out. When it comes to, so this was, his book just came out, and he talks about some of the most important things when it comes to getting your results. And if you see on the bottom, what is essentially the key to success?
Adherence.
Adherence. And that's a great word, because if you wanted to give it another term, what could you call that? Oh, we got one. She's blonde and she got it. Showing up. And that's pretty interesting, because at the same time, there's another article that was written this week by Tony Gentilcore, and he's a big name in the industry, and he was talking about in his 10 plus years in the industry, it came down to what he felt was the most important. And all these smart ass responses, people saying, the waist censure and thermo whatever. And his article was about showing up. And there's been Marissa was supposed to come tonight, and I was supposed to pick on her. I was going to pick on you as well. And when you look at great. When you look at the clients that we've had, it's something we have weekly meetings with the trainers, and we go over what are the bullet points of the week, blah blah blah. And then we also talk about how to get more clients, and we talk about the clients that we currently have. Brett, how your clients doing? Hey, Ron, how your clients doing? And the common denominator of all of them, the ones that get in the best shape, the ones that are showing up. It's kind of ironic, obviously, because that's the name of what we do here. But Marissa she's had a great little transformation. She is younger, but she's gone from a 32-inch waist to 36. I don't know numbers very much. I'm more of a top-heavy guy, but apparently 32 to 36 is pretty good. But she said she wanted like 40 plus, and I'm like, okay, good for you. That's awesome. But it was interesting that a lot of people that she's been telling her successes, people are just so bitter, and their first response is like, oh my God, that's so awesome, good for you. It's, oh, you're young. Oh, it's your genetics. Butt implants. She got that from a couple people. And it's like, you work hard. People don't like working hard. They like they stick in that come out drawn boobs here. You got the comfort zone, you got your awesome zone, and people like sticking in their comfort zone. And then for those that get results, the ones that are being awesome, most of the time people say that, oh, it's because of this. There's some type of reason that's why they're successful. I always love when you look at like some of the most successful people out there, and when you tell people that, the first thing that a lot of people say is like, oh, they came from money. Or it's this, or it's this. It's not, no, they worked hard. They're given 24 hours in a day. They showed up regularly. They took a different approach, and they got the results. But people are too freaking jaded and bitter to say, hey, that's badass. You did it. Congratulations. How can I do it myself? So I thought that this pyramid was really neat, because people ask us all the time, how do you get in the best shape of your life? What's a simple starting block? Which is fair. I mean, not that many people have a background with exercise, and so if you were to design some type of program for someone, it's doing a chest exercise, a back exercise, a leg exercise, a shoulder exercise, but it's also doing it regularly. That's the FIT principle, frequency, intensity, time, type, and then doing it more and keep on showing up and overloading it, and you're going to get results sooner or later. If you look at this chart, he has another one with nutrition, and it's very similar. It's lifestyle on the bottom. So for my book, I'm hoping by my next talk that I'll be done with my second version. That's my goal. So I just finished talking about sex. I'm hoping to use a couple stories in there. You have to get your permission, but I've been having fun. I'll go to Starbucks and I'll start writing, and I have my classical music in, and I'll just start fucking laughing out loud, and people look at me like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And I look at my computer, and there's a big boner, or there's some picture that I'm looking at because I'm trying to get research from my book because I'm talking about sex. People probably think I'm nuts, but I am nuts. And so I'm excited about that. But my spine principle is sex, stress, sleep, psychology, injury, nutrition, and exercise. And that's what I kind of look at when I talk about getting the results you're trying to achieve. But he has also one for nutrition, which is pretty neat. And it's on the bottom you have your lifestyle, and then it's energy balance. And what do you guys think energy balance is?
Everything you do throughout the day, you gotta balance it well, so you still have time for, I don't know,
Where you, like, is it sort of where you dedicate certain, I don't know, certain amount of energy to certain things you do?
alright, tell us.
It's not like overexerting
So
yourself.
don't think of balance as like mental balance. It's more along the lines of homeostasis balance.
Oh.
So my body needs X amount of calories. If I want to gain weight, I need to increase. If I want to lose weight, I need to decrease. If I'm exercising, then my body will require more calories to continue to grow. And since the 70s, we've been consuming an extra about 450 calories per day, and we're exercising about 250 calories less. So on average, that's an increase in energy balance of 700 calories. There's no wonder why we're a fat-ass nation. Every month or so, we're gaining an extra 2 or 3 pounds just because the energy balance is out of whack. And people want to point a finger and say, oh, it's the insulin hypothesis, so it's not a calorie in versus a calorie out, and that's bullshit. It really is. If you want to lose weight, then you need to look at what you're consuming and then alter it. I work with young guys all the time trying to put some size on, and you look at their meal plan, and they're eating like a high school cheerleader. It's like, dude, you're eating 1,200 calories and you're trying to put size on. You got to triple that. And then guess what happens when they start eating 4,000 calories? They start putting size on. They start looking like me.
Skinny.
Oh, come on. And they start putting size on. And then you have girls, and they're talking about they're trying to lose weight, and then you look at their caloric intake, and I eat perfectly fine. I eat clean, organic, whatever. And you look at their food log, and then you start adding stuff up, and something's off. And then you talk to them a little more, and they say, oh, well, actually, I forgot to put this in there. I forgot to put this in there. A lot of people underestimate how much they eat, and then the equation is going to be, fat, adding fat. So you look at the top of his pyramid, you have supplements and you have timing. And how most of our clients actually approach nutrition, it's the exact opposite. They come down. Someone signs up for a package, they say, what supplements should I take? I was just at the store today, and they had $30 detoxes. Give me that. I'll go to the bar and get a couple drinks. It's a better investment than getting a detox for your body. And we have our liver that detoxes a lot of cool stuff. Our kidneys detox a lot of cool stuff. Our lungs detox a lot of cool stuff. Why are we trying to play God over our own bodies? Our body's been around for a long period of time. It can detox itself. And so it's supplements, and then the first thing a lot of our clients ask you, what should I have after a workout? What should I have for breakfast? What should I have here? What should I have here? But you got to look at the big picture. The big picture is the whole balance. Then you got to look at your macros, protein specifically. In class, we're talking about the thermal effect of food, and that's how many calories it takes to break down food. So when you consume something, it actually takes energy to break it down. When you have Thanksgiving dinner, a lot of times we're tired afterwards because all the blood goes from the body into your stomach to break it down. So the macros, you have carbs, fats, and protein. Carbs don't take that much to break down. Fats don't take that much to break down. But protein's about 30%. It's almost like 3 or 4 times more energy to break down. So for most of our clients, when they come in, they show up, we say, drink more water, eat more protein. But they want more. If you just stick to that stuff and you do it regularly, you're going to get significant results on top of showing up regularly. That adherence part is the most important part. Now, I know you train a good amount of people right now, and how often do you stereotypically talk about nutrition?
Maybe once every couple weeks we'll sort of sit down and see how they're doing, but not with the new clients. The new clients, I think, like you're 100% right, it's about just getting them to start showing up, and make sure they're getting enough sleep.
And it's, going back to Marissa and Katie here, And they, she just farted, excuse you. So you've been training with us for almost, how long, a year now?
I think so, 9 months,
Yeah.
maybe a year.
She's really transformed herself. She's done really good. She used to be a pig,
Shut
a
up.
full-blown dumpster. She was, I mean, I'm a dick, but she used to be soft skinny, and you did. But she's really transformed the way that her body has looked, and it's really neat to see someone who shows up regularly. She's working out. I mean, she's good. She's working out 3 times a week with one of the best trainers in all of America. And then she's doing the stairs a lot. So I mean, all the work is on them. Same with Marissa. The work is them. We're just giving them a little guidance. And we're not magical trainers. I mean, yeah, we're better than the average idiotic trainer out there. But you know, most people just don't know how to exercise, and we give them the proper tools to be successful. They get successful. Marissa, do you guys know if Marissa trains more than 3 times a week?
She has to.
She has to. I don't know. She does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else does she do?
She goes to the gym with her boyfriend.
Okay.
LA Fitness or something.
Okay, so
like
she's
that.
trained with us 3 times, and then she's working out once or twice. So, like I talked about, she's winning the week, and she's doing really, really well. You're doing really well. Alira's doing really well. And you look at our clients. It's interesting enough. The ones that are the most successful ones, Tommy as well, the ones that are showing up regularly, and the ones that are kind of, it's not necessarily they're a headache or they have demons or jaded or whatever. They're the ones that are not getting the results. I mean, I don't like boosting your ego. Your ego's, look at you. You make me look bad, so I'm not going to talk about you. Daniel, he shows up regularly, and you know, we both have a competition who can destroy our liver first.
It's a tie.
Not yet. I'm being tested.
But no, I mean, it's really neat to see the people who do it regularly get the best results. And so that's really all I want to talk about tonight. I didn't want to go too crazy. If you guys have any basic questions about how whiskey and wine taste, or you power that down. It's not bad, huh?
No.
So what are some recommended, like how do you recommend to your clients nutrition-wise? Like what's,
That's
when you
it.
have that first talk with them, what do you recommend specifics?
No, again, when I teach, I tell students my methodology, and sometimes it can maybe come off cocky, but you have to realize in our situation, I know exactly the mindset of our clients. I know what they want. They want that breakdown of this is what you need to eat, here's the food list. So it's almost like I'm toying with them. I'm going to give them a carrot, I know exactly what they're going to say. I'm going to tell them I got the best food. I don't say it like this, but I'm going to say, I have a really good plan for you. Eat more protein, drink more water. What do you think the average client says?
What does that mean? What
No.
is protein? What is
Okay, yeah, we'll get into that. But a lot of times they say, that's it. Really? It's not that simple. And bullshit it is. If you start eating more protein, you're going to be full, you're going to bridge nutrient gaps, you're going to be getting all the micronutrients you need, drink more water, you're going to learn to distinguish between what's real hunger and real thirst. And then they'll ask about proteins, and you just have to be careful because there's so much you can talk about. You can say, well, red meat, and they say, oh, red meat gives you cancer, and that's a whole other argument that you can get into. You know, pork, or fishes, oh, what about fish and mercury, blah, blah, blah. So I try to make it as simple as possible. Animal products, it's tough when you get into your vegans and vegetarians, and then you're going to suggest more complete proteins together, different fruits and vegetables, different
beans and rice or something? And then, so if someone's trying to gain weight, then would you want to have them consume more carbs because they won't be as full long, so they can keep
It
eating?
really depends. I was working with a basketball player at the University of North Carolina, and the guy was 6'8", 185.
Oh, big people.
6'8", so I'm 6'2".
Maybe they skinny too.
And, no, I'm barely 6'1", and he's 6'8", 185. He's a bean. That's how much you weigh. And and he was eating like 2,500 calories. But how much basketball he was playing, he needed to be getting close almost to 10,000.
Yeah.
And so for that point, I mean, I could give him a breakdown of what you need with all your macros and all that stuff. He just needs 8,000 extra calories. So what are some suggestions I can, here's a badass protein shake that you can consume. Here's one of my specialties. I'll do I should copyright this, but you got a slice of bread, one serving of peanut butter, which is 300 calories, chicken breast, honey, slice of bread, repeat, peanut butter, chicken breast, honey, bread. It's like at 1,200 calories.
Sandwich. I thought it was like
Sandwich.
a shake.
In a blender.
No, that's
Yeah,
it. Is it shake?
Yeah, I thought you shake.
Sorry, I meant
Hold on.
this is my little
And you
sandwich.
can throw it in the blender.
Yeah, it's a shake.
With my shake.
And we'll put the whiskey and wine in it as well. That'll be the Chris special. You got Chris special.
You get a buzz and you get all your macros. But I would just, for that individual, but if it's someone who's a little not as far off, they need 1,000 calories, well, let's look at how can we get an extra 100 to 150 grams of protein, how can we get an extra 100 grams of carbs, 50 grams, 40 grams of fat, and maybe just give suggestions. We're not dietitians, we're not going to give like a specific meal at certain times of day, we're just going to give guidance on meals.
So that's where like whey protein or something can maybe come into play, because you can just throw it back.
Yeah. You put 2 or 3 of those in a blender, that's 7 grams of protein right there.
What kind of whey protein do you recommend?
I'm not picky with that stuff. I think my 3 big things on just proteins in general, what do you think they are? So a limited amount of stuff in there.
Additives,
Yeah, additives. And I'm not a biochemist, I can't read half that shit on there. I'm just thinking, I want it to be as simplistic as possible. Less than 10, 15 ingredients.
Same as your training.
Hmm?
Same as training.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Kiss.
Simple.
Keep it simple.
There's a good one called bulk nutrients.
Yeah?
Bulk
Okay.
nutrients is a really, really clean one.
Okay. Yeah.
Or
I
whey.
have some others. So what are some supplements that I can take to lose weight? I'm joking.
Okay.
I had a question. The casein versus whey.
Mm-hmm.
The casein is like a slower digesting protein, is that something you would?
Think of like an amino acid as a Skittle, and casein is a bunch of Skittles in a balloon full of air. It takes longer to break it down to get to the aminos. So they're referred to as slower digesting. So you consume that at night before you go to bed, right when you start working out, which a lot of people do, they start getting hungry. And so then you're more than likely to maintain a deeper sleep and not wake up and be hungry.
Okay, that's good to know.
And that's 30 to 40 grams. There's a lot of cool research coming out from the Wilson brothers and stuff that they've been looking at with not only really cool stuff on alcohol consumption, but amount of protein you need to optimize protein synthesis. And it's in their suggestions and their hypotheses, they're looking at like 40 grams of protein per serving to optimize protein synthesis post-workout. So it's not necessarily the timing, it's how much you get after a workout.
Okay.
Is it true for older people that they can't, like you need more protein for them to break down and actually utilize the same amount of protein? So like a younger person can, say if they get 25 grams of protein into their body, they can break that protein down and utilize all 25 grams.
Yeah, that's a great question, I'm not sure. So if you're looking at like the gut health and if there's absorption problems, I'm not sure.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
good question.
Lifestyle.
Hmm?
Depends on everything else. Like,
Yeah.
or contributing factors to that.
That seems logical, so. Anything else?
Have you ever mixed protein with wine?
You should meet that.
Protein wine shake.
Protein
Try
wine
it.
shake.
Yo, dude, I got some whey protein in my car. Go bring it in.
This is not bad at all, you're right, it is like a port.
It's actually smoother,
Yeah.
less bite.
They should.
We should name this. We should
Shoot
call
that,
it
shoot
the,
that.
To show up.
the show up and just be like, hey, go to the Fig and be like, hey, we want the show up. What's that? Your $40 bottle of wine mixed with a
$100 bottle of whiskey.
That's right.
How much emphasis do you place on like supplements? Because I went through supplement stages where I like take supplements, this, that,
Yeah.
that. And then this went cold turkey.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just food, water, drink, basic.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
very-
lift shit. Well, other than alcohol, but but no supplements whatsoever. Because I think I had the blood test, liver readings, all that sort of stuff went through the roof.
Yeah.
All the supplements you can take. And so once I got off that, I think my training.
I'm sure it was the supplements with the liver readings.
But that's a valid thing, that you would have to analyze that. And so people will look at that and say like, for example, I don't know, but I'm saying like people will say that McDonald's burger is bad, and on top of that they're eating French fries, a shake, and a line of cocaine. So it's like, you can't say that, I don't know, but I'm saying, I agree with you in the sense that I don't like throwing supplements at people. There are some gyms that's part of their quota, you gotta sell supplements, so if you're in a gym environment, you have to entertain that. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to training, and I think that most people's programming is shit. And they go in the gym and they go through the same old shit, and they're not actually progressively overloading their body. Now, I was talking to these students the other day, and they go to the gym every single day and they max out. Just like, stop doing that. We're not doing that.
Do these ones in the brew as well?
Oh yeah, and then they're meatheads, and I love meatheads. I'm a meathead. You're a meathead. You're a
You're a skinny
meathead.
guy.
Really? This is a triple XL shirt, and
That's a medium, you told me about XLs.
supplementation, I think, is required when you start to get to a competition phase, where if you're going to be competing for a show, yeah, entertain that stuff.
Shredding and stuff like that.
Athletes, I would definitely suggest it's going to be a lot more nutrient timing for your athletes because how much they're sweating, how their sleep is compromised. You look at NBA players, oh, it's so easy, play basketball. That's horseshit. When you're hopping on a plane the night after and you're flying somewhere and then you're going to your room, different room, your sleep, they're getting like, there was a study that looked at like less than 6 hours of sleep, and when you're not sleeping optimal, you're not having full repair in the night. So if there's something that can help aid with that during the game, yeah, that makes sense. But for our clients, they see it as, oh, this baseball player takes this supplement, I need to supplement. Your program sucks. You don't even know how to work out.
Different lifestyle.
If you've been training for a year and you aren't seeing, slow gains, then maybe entertain it. You have to remember, like I talked about last time, it's an A to Z process. And that's one of the cool things about Marissa is, we would kind of track her success, and you as well. Every single workout wasn't setting a PR. Sometimes you'd have good days. Sometimes it would be complete bitches, and they'd be grumpy, and their workout sucked.
Most days.
Not most days. But sometimes it would come down a little bit, and they wouldn't see the results. And I would see on their face, like, oh, I didn't feel strong. It's all right. A to Z. So for her, A to Z is 32 to 36. That's what we're celebrating. We're not celebrating an inch down or an inch up or weight down or weight up. You stay away from the scale. You track the big successes. And I've never really been an advocate of supplementation. I mean, I just take steroids. But besides that, it's I take protein, and then I'll take creatine, and then D-aspartic acid because that does help with testosterone and fertility. But
Over food? Over food?
what's that?
You will take supplements over food?
No, those are the supplements I take.
Right, but would you prefer to take?
If I had if I was Bill Gates, yeah. If I was like you, I'd have a personal chef and make me all my stuff, and I wouldn't take that stuff.
Yeah.
So, any other questions? I can't hear you back there. It's like 15 rows deep. It's really far back there. Get that person out of here. Thank you, guys.